So, part 3 of the Excursion conversion. Got my fenders in the other day, and shout out to Dooley Fender Nation in Houston. Not too bad. They're fiberglass, but they're what I wanted. They're fine. I had to put my own liners in them, but they seemed a little shady at first because they wouldn't answer emails or phone calls for 2 or 3 days there. And anyway, it was holiday, so I kind of got to take that one. But everything's all good. Everything got here, and everything's fine. But anyway, I was going to make a little video on how to do these, how I did these. So, as I said before, in that other video, I had these water jetted. I just had to taper the holes out, and then on the inside here, had to fine tune these. I've already done that with a rotary file. Already been down there and checked it. It goes right on there. It's tight. Everything's good. Measured for the back and came up with this length, which is I think like 5.5 inches. Ground out reliefs there by hand for the nuts, because they have a little bit of interference on a couple of them, just because it ain't 100% dead nut zeroed, but it's close enough. And already made this one up. I got the other bolts in. For some reason I got that circle off when I cut them, but what I did on the other two, and it works great. That way you know you got them dead on. Drill 2 holes, this one and this one, put it in the rim, tighten it down, and then physically mark those holes to the rim. That way you know they're there. It's impossible to be off. You can see the scribe marks, the drill marks are fine. That one might be a little bit shade off, but I got a rotary file them out anyway to get these knurled bolts in there, because these are metric and these are 7/16 holes, so it's actually a few thousandths too small, and I got to do that anyway, and it works fine. I got the front wheels on there already. They're lined up and all that, so it's no problem. But the way I did these is I'm gonna have to go cut that out because it won't fit. We line these up. I've already marked them. I'm just eyeballing this. I measured it on the first one with a set of calipers, verniers on the outside, and you really can't get a really great measurement on that. But I did it anyway, just for peace of mind, I guess. And it, everything did fine. The other one, the second one I did, the other side of the front, I just eyeballed it. Pretty much did the same thing. Everything lined up fine. It was no different. Not anything you're going to notice. A couple thousandths, 10 thousandths ain't going to matter. Like I said, 30 thousandths run out on the on these. On the other one is it did fine, no problem. But the way I gusseted these out, I guess you call it gusset or trim them, whatever. I just took this cap here, put it there, drew a mark around all of them, cut them out, take some weight off of it, and that was that. Ground them out. Everything worked fine. I mean, the wheels are on there and no problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the low side, or the high side, excuse me, for this. And you can see there's a little gap over there, so I think I've already done this before. You got to get it straight up and down, or it'll throw it off a little bit. But I think this is the high side. You can just see barely that it's just a hair, out. And what I'll do is I'll tack it up real good, tack it over on the high side. That way I can bring the low side up, get it even. Tack it up a bunch of times with a MIG. By the way, this MIG welder is kick-ass, man. I just got that over the summer. It does great. It actually will weld this heavy steel you just turn it wide open, it gets in there. But for the final weld, I've been stick welding it just for peace of mind. Again, I'm using another repetitive word, but anyway, that's what I do. I've been stick welding them for peace of mind. So that's a good fillet weld there, and it's, man, strong stuff. 3/4 plate, schedule 80. 3/4 plate, schedule 80, 8-inch, and I think that length there is 5 3/8, I believe. One rim 7/6 or 7/8 thick. The other one's a 1/4 inch thick. Plus your extension, I've already measured down there on the wheel. Already measured that. I had both the wheels up there. Had clearance, had about 1 inch or so, maybe a little more clearance behind there, where it could hit anywhere. And you can see the rotary filing shavings where I fine-tuned the flange that goes here. So it's hub centric, it's on, man. It's there. Won't be no problems with that. You can see these wheels on there real good. That ain't bad. I'm gonna have to I may have to put ball joints in this thing, because that one's got a little camber out. I read that I've done some research on that on YouTube, and no big deal. I just don't really want to take that big ass tire back off of there, but looks like that's what I might have to do. But that's a little bit further down the road. I'm gonna get all these on there first, and then I'll go from there. So the deal is, well, anyway, let me step back a little bit. I put one of the fenders against the truck, and then set the tires up and got them where I wanted them sitting. And that's how I got the length of this other adapter extension combination here. This one's shorter than the front. I feel pretty confident. That's heavy steel. As I said before, I don't 100% like those acorn nuts, but that's the only thing I can do to make these work, unless I machine a lot bigger relief out here than I did with the grinder. If I had to do it over again, and I had a machine shop and machines, I would definitely come back about 3/16 or something like that. That way you could use your stock flange nuts, and I'd feel a lot more confident with that. But I don't think these are going to be any big deal. I'm not going to be hauling a bunch of heavy shit. I might be towing an RV, that's about it. But all I can do is put them on there and drive around locally and just see what happens. So anyway, when I get these done, I'll post the next video and take a ride down the road, and then we'll see what happens.